This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Season's greetings to you all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this past weekend was a time of reflection for the island of Bimini as officials there paused to remember the victims of Chalk's ill-fated flight 10 years ago. 11 Biminites were among the dead. Those hardest hit by the devastation and the crash say they are still suffering without their loved ones. Joan Davis Roll reports.
On the 10th anniversary of the crash of Chalk's Flight 101 from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and bound for Bimini, families of the Biminites who perished in that tragic plane crash are still trying to come to grips with such a devastating loss. For Bartovia Dean, the blow has been severe. You see, it was the final flight for not one or two, but three of our immediate family members.
My mom, my dad, my sister, my mother's aunt, and my cousin. Well, at first I didn't really believe it, so I didn't cry when I first heard it. But like after a while, I saw the stuff on TV and stuff, and like I just thought like it was just the worst day of my life. Like I couldn't believe it. It crushed my heart. Now, 10 years later, well, I try not to cry about it anymore because I'm still here. I thank God for life. And I know they would like to see me be something in life, make them proud.
Bimini resident Marshall Dean's brother, sister-in-law, and cousins were all on that fatal flight. 1 decade later, the tragic incident, she says, still remains surreal.
I didn't believe it at all, but now reality set in, life goes on, and like I say, you make the best of it. They've missed, and my family making the best of what it is.
What do you think about them coming together and honoring their memory in this way?
Well, I mean, I like to congratulate them because I was like, wow, I didn't know that people still like remember, and it's very nice what they did.
When Mildred Sherman's mind goes back to December 19, 2005, she says there's always a floodgate of memories.
That was one day in history that I think the whole of Bimini would never forget. Because, we frequently fly Chalks so much, and nothing like that never happened. Because whether you go down in a plane or you get knocked down on the land or in a car or what have you, when death comes, if you're not ready, it's only two places you'll wind up. So the master tells us to be ready.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Joan. Well, tonight a young man is in police custody after making serious threats on social media. The video has gone viral and police say the young man could be hauled before the court soon to be charged in connection with this video. It's a video that is making its way around social media. A 21-year-old male waving a gun around, making threats against civilians as well as the police. Officer in charge of the Criminal Detective Unit, Superintendent Robert Lloyd, says this is no joke and it is a matter the police is taking seriously.
Sometime yesterday's date, the police were information received from the community that a video footage was going around where a male was seen by social media with a firearm making obscene gestures towards the members of the community and the police officers. This type of behavior will not be tolerated by any persons using the media or social network to put the community or any police officer in fear.
He says once police were alerted, they went in search of the young man, who is now behind bars.
We are in the initial stage of our investigation, and we want to send a clarion call to all persons who are using social media in a negative way to bring fear to any person, that if you do send those kind of messages through social network, we will, and I repeat, we will, in the police department, come after you.
He makes it clear that this type of behavior will not be accepted.
It's becoming a norm among especially young person to use the social media in a negative way, sending threats, being in possession of firearm, or any threatening towards the member of the community. I want to warn them firmly from the police department. if you breach any law, be it that you're threatening somebody or you're in possession of a firearm, the police will enforce the law.
It is unclear what the young man will be charged with at this point, but Superintendent Lloyd says it could include firearm charges. Investigations are ongoing. Meantime, the Deputy Prime Minister on Grand Bahama recently, for an historic occasion, the government official announcing that the event was the launching pad for the redevelopment of the Fishing Hole Road with a multi-million-dollar bridge.
The deal has been sealed, and construction is soon expected to begin for the multi-million-dollar Fishing Hole Road Bridge to connect Freeport to West Grand Bahama. In his address during the official contract signing and groundbreaking ceremony, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Works and Urban Development, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, outlined the project's bidding process.
3 Grand Bahama resident contractors were invited to participate in the tender exercise and to provide their best technical solution for the new Fishing Hole Road Causeway. They were War Construction Bahamas Limited, All Bahamas Construction Company Limited, and Smith's Construction Company Limited. In the evaluation process, All Bahamas Construction earned the highest overall aggregate score. They have met the competency, personnel, and resource requirements. In the result, All Bahamas is being awarded a contract of $6,553,584.89, inclusive of VAT. It is expected that the duration for this project to be completed is 61 weeks.
Minister Davis says after countless analysis and town meetings, the government has already identified the problem but also devised a solution.
This solution, which was assisted by your input, provides an elevated causeway and an elevated road to improve access to Freeport. Preliminary studies completed on the Fishing Hole Road site suggest that the causeway should be raised between 10 to 12 feet. With that recommendation, the implementation of this engineering solution is design build.
The DPM telling residents of Grand Bahama to brace themselves as this is only the beginning. They ain't seen nothing yet.
What we do here today is a component of a larger plan for Grand Bahama. At its completion, it will be part of the robust package of capital investment projects that we promised for this island. And as was noted by the Minister for Grand Bahama, we are proud to say this is a promise fulfilled.
Joan Davis Rowe, ZNS Network News.
Renovations at the downtown fruit and vegetable market are underway and will soon be complete. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Works, Colin Higgs, and other government officials visited the new facility on Friday. He says additional work has been added to the project to make the fruit and vegetable market a state-of-the-art facility.
Scopes to make some additional improvements, particularly down where they have a little restaurant at the end, and to really fix it up so that it is a first-class tourist attraction as well as a facility in which the vendors can be proud to operate from.
Now, Hicks says the scope of the work is 93% complete, but there has been a few challenges along the way.
The contractor put in all the electrical wiring and someone came along and ripped it all out, so that has to be replaced. But he should be mobilized because we have the approval in place. He should be mobilized fairly quickly. I don't know if he plans to take a Christmas break, but the work should be completed within 2 to 3 months from when he starts.
Stay with us. There's more news right after this.